Welcome to Living the Sweet Life with Azucar. Living the Sweet Life with Azucar is a podcast by mental health therapist, spoken word artist, author, screenwriter, and playwright Simone Nicole, better known as Azucar, discussing what it is like to be creative in the working world in her interview segment Ask Azucar, finding solutions to any mental wellness questions in her Q&A segment Work Well Wednesdays, and spilling the tea in her special bi-weekly dating episodic Welcome to the Sugar Factory. Subscribers receive goodies on Freebie Fridays according to their tier level. Please remember to join the Sweet Teas on patreon.com/LA Sugar Factory. Hello, my lovely listeners. We have a Untucked Shirt here again for part 2. Because we had so much fun, we're gonna do it again.
Yay.
Okay. So I was thinking about things and we were talking about like the difficult stuff and we are talking about, what makes it hard to write and what was the most fun poem to write for you?
The
Or
most
even going back into your like musician days. Like what was the most fun thing to create?
the most fun thing to create are the things that kind of just come off the fly. You know, I'm so I'll be honest, I could be quite vain sometimes, right? As we all are, and we should be,
We
right?
have our moments.
We
Sometimes
have
we
our
gotta talk our
moments.
shit.
That's a fact. Sometimes you want to big yourself up. So the most fun poems I like are the ones where I don't take myself too seriously. It's like those challenge poems, like if I was a poem, or if you were a poem, or some sort of shit like that, where I can just be as creative as I kind of want to be, and I could talk as much shit. Like when I performed at Bodega Paradise, and I wrote that, if I was a poem, I was just like, well, if I was a poem, like, what type of time would I be on? So I would be like an evil book, or I would be someone's like memoirs, or like a rapper's fucking magnum opus. So shit like that. I really
I'm
enjoy it.
still like marinating on if I was a poem because I honestly think I am a poem. I
You
honestly
are.
think like I'm a walking poem.
That's a fact.
But
25 years worth.
period. Seriously. I'm grown. I'm grown. I'm not even 21
That's
anymore. I am all
fact.
grown.
That's facts.
Azucar is 25. Okay.
I'm right there with you.
So So yeah, but I'm definitely going to marinate on that. And that's another thing to so for the listeners, y'all know that I've been trying to promote my Patreon, but not really that much. But like these are the type of things that will be on a Patreon, like a poem titled like if I was a poem. Or like some things like if me and Untucked Shirt like collaborated on something, it might be over there. Like, just drop some dollar bills over there, some coins over there, and you might get some personal poems or some specific things related to different episodes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's what we got over there.
I
We
was gonna
have we
say,
have levels of it. Like, there's dulce de leche, sweet teas, there's mocha sweet teas, there's
serving it
iced
up, y'all.
tea, we gotta keep
Serving
it
it up,
together.
y'all.
There's a lot of things over there. So depending on what y'all want to hear and what y'all DM us about, it could be in the Patreon. You never know.
Sign up.
Um, but we shall see, we shall see. But yeah, I definitely am going to like consider that. One of my favorite, well, I guess it wasn't a favorite, it was just fun,
Mhm.
is learning how to write form form poems. I wrote a poem in the form of an eye with eyelashes and everything. And then
Interesting.
I wrote a poem in the form of a teardrop. That's my fun things when I can be like really really creative with
Yeah.
how it looks on the page.
Yeah. It's like you're drawing and writing at the same time. That's sick. That's
I
cool.
can't draw, so I'm like, what's the easiest thing I can do? Boot a teardrop. Like I talk a lot about serious stuff. Teardrop works. And yeah, it's actually an art form.
For real, it is. Truthfully.
So that's a thing to think about.
That's fine.
Who inspires you in the scene now or the scene back in the day?
Who inspires me? So, right, when Untucked Shirt was on his no, I don't call it my bullshit, but when he was just kind of like, oh, a new space, I can kind of like talk to women and blah blah blah. So like for a while, like the women that I was meeting in this space were reasons why I started really like getting inspired. So like, I I was off I was being I was being messy, but it was very, very low key. Right. And so like no one's gonna spill my tea. I know no one's gonna be on this shit, because I'm not a terrible person. Right. So like but yes, I was inspired by, a couple women that I've come across in this space, and now more so leaving that and then kind of being inspired by events around me, people like you who I meet, mentors like Spoken P and, even my family, you know.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Another tidbit for you, since you are kind of new to this.
Mhm.
Um, don't put their names in it. Like
Oh,
we use similes, we use metaphor, we use time travel. You know what I mean?
don't write their name.
Period.
I
Period.
never do. It's always I usually I end up writing about about somebody that says something specific to me. And the person that said it knows it's about them, but no one else will know.
And that's the
You know?
fun. That's the fun.
Yes.
That's the fun. And
Yes.
like when I was performing at Bodega Paradise and I was doing the first poem, mind you, there will be a version two to that because
Oh,
I felt like I let a lot like I let a lot on the table.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I was reading some lines and I was hearing things in the background. I'm like, shit, they know what I'm talking about. But like
Facts.
they know. The rest of y'all don't know. So it's fine. They can know. But
He was spicy. Yeah.
like,
You don't even know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, and like, I literally have this one poem. I love this poem.
Yeah.
I wrote it for my ex-boyfriend.
Oh,
But, like, and because the way the poem is written and because there's certain lines, I cannot change it.
yeah.
And it's just like, I love this piece. And he didn't give a shit about it.
That's usually
And
the life.
I'm like, I read this poem like three times on stages already. It created people to like reconnect with their exes and like talk to their partners better. And you over
Wow.
here talking about, oh, that's nice.
Isn't that the worst response? Good for you. It's like that's terrible.
I love this piece of art. You're poo-pooing it. Like, don't yuck my yum right now.
Heartless. That's cruel, man. That's terrible. I know that feeling too. I feel for you.
Yeah. So I'm gonna still perform it, but like, it might be of a version one, version two, version three,
Okay. Word.
But yes, Unspoken will definitely be revamped and to be a lot longer because I think I need to be a little bit more specific with certain things. But yes, the beginning will stay the same because like
We're started.
y'all just, y'all just y'all vultures out here.
Oh,
And I gotta rein you in. Gotta rein you in.
you gotta set up them bird traps, man.
You
For
know, I
real.
mean, I thank you to Sinners because now I found a picture on Instagram,
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, this will be like the perfect like inspiration for the cover of what the book that Unspoken will be in, which
word.
is called Thirsty.
Okay.
And so I'm like, okay, so thank you to, oh gosh, what's her name? Haley. Thank you to Haley. Haley. I always go by
Haley.
first names because
Shout
I
out
can
to
never
Haley.
remember last names. Like Denzel is Denzel. Like
Or
Megan Good is Megan. Like I go by first names. Okay, so Haley, thank you. Thank you for that moment with Michael, even though we hate you for killing Michael, but it's okay.
Fact.
It's okay.
Fact. Spoilers? Or if you haven't
If
seen it,
y'all
make
have
the
not
spoiler
seen it
already.
already, where
Fact.
have you been? We probably in $1 trillion land and y'all
That's
have not seen it
fact.
already.
Facts.
Like I've
Ryan
seen
is
it
waiting for
30
you.
times.
I'm about to see it again actually on Saturday. Because
That very
I'm
good.
going with someone that actually didn't see it yet.
Well, allow them to enjoy and like if you know the history, just plop it in there a little bit to make it a little easier for them. Speaking of that, I did say that I was gonna make a Work Well Wednesday episode on Sinners. I haven't done it yet, y'all, because I actually want to write this out.
Okay.
And I actually want to like, Google the historical record so y'all can have all of that. I got you. I got you. I'm a nerd, a good nerd on this, on like this. I like this stuff. So
Big
I
nerds.
yeah, yeah. So pretty soon I'll probably like wait for maybe like a month or so I can have all the information. Stay
Mhm.
tuned for the Sinners episode of Work by Wednesday so we can actually learn some Black history and we can actually figure out the seven deadly sins and all those kind of things. Yeah, I don't think y'all thought about that. How like it's called Sinners and there's seven people and they're yeah. I don't think y'all thought about
Oh,
that.
I didn't catch. Oh, I didn't catch that.
See,
Oh,
see, see.
that's good. That's good. That's good. I
Okay,
actually
okay, I
that.
got you. I got you. I got you. Um, let's see. So now we know where you're inspired from. Now we know like the hard stuff, the easy stuff. What are some what are some things that you want to leave for the people coming, the creatives coming after us? Like what gems do you want to share with them?
Gems I want to share with them. Just write what you feel. It's the we all get in this process of like writer's block or feeling like, oh, I'm gonna perform it, but I want it to be good. I don't want to feel like it's bad. I don't want to be booed or not booed, but like feel like people aren't, picking up what you're putting down, you know. And one of the best things I heard is sometimes the things that you write down aren't always meant to be said, right?
Yeah,
To keep your creative process flowing, like write things down that you either, you're not gonna write, or it's just something that, it's for your own self-confidence. Like poems talking about yourself and how dope you think you are as an artist or how dope you think you are as a person or just anything that can inspire you to write more inspirational stuff for other people is definitely something I think everyone should do to create better works of art, right? So when you do those things and you embrace that, yes, you're the shit when you write, or that you're vain in certain aspects, it allows you to be more creative because it gets that bullshit out and allows you to kind of just free form more often than not. So
that's
yeah, don't be afraid to just say, don't be afraid to say what you feel. Don't ever be afraid to say it. Because there's someone out there, right? Like you even said, that they're gonna hear it, right? And they're gonna go back and talk to their ex or their girlfriend or their boyfriend, and they're gonna apologize or speak on it or say something. Like, don't be afraid to say something because even if it's one person, it'll relate to them in some way.
yes, that's very good. And I have to piggyback off of that because I'm still 25 years in this game and I'm still working through my anxiety over silence. What I
Yeah,
started to realize, because I'm very nerdy, so what I started to realize is that, yo, they're not silent because they don't like your shit. They're silent because you're making them think.
facts. They're tapped in.
Like you
Tapped
you
in.
you drop something and they want they it went over their head or they're still trying to chew on it and so silence is not bad.
Facts. You got to ruminate
Okay.
sometimes.
And so and I like I said, 25 years in the game and I'm still working through that.
Yeah,
Still working through that.
I
And
feel that.
there will be that one and if you get that one or you get those people that come that like didn't say anything to you your entire existence and then you do this poem and then they come after the entire show is over and then
Yep,
tell you
yep.
like okay bet that's enough you need to like keep moving forward
Facts.
one step forward one step
So
forward
validating.
yeah
People hear you for real.
Definitely. So you talked a lot about being unique. So I'm going to plug the actual workshop that is happening. The prompt for the workshop is actually be unique. So I'm giving you different ways in which you can be unique and tap into your uniqueness. And that will, if you are available, I don't know if you are. It's Saturday at 12 from 12 to 2 at the Industrious office on Dean Street. But
Yeah.
like always, y'all, I always have my workshops. So if you are interested in my workshops, see to be like, hey, Asuka, I need to sign up for your workshop. When is your next cycle? I will let you know when my next cycle is because I'm actually, I create lesson plans and stuff. Like there's these things like this one was a 5-week workshop, and then whoever participates is going to be featuring on the 28th. That's how Ryder's featuring. So Ryder's featuring on the 28th because Ryder came to a few of the workshops, and then we have Aaron Glover's also going to be featuring. So we're going to be doing a lot of the stuff that we write. They have a whole month to perfect them because we're performing it at the end of June,
Sick.
right? And then June is also Men's Mental Health Month, which
Facts.
is why I'm also looking for male features because it's men's mental health and we got to talk about it and we got to understand. We got to protect our men, okay? And feeling is not a bad thing.
Truth.
Feeling emotions is not a bad thing.
Truth.
Untucked Shirt has a whole bunch of emotions and he let us feel them and it blew my mind. It blew my mind and I was like, yeah, you need to be in my orbit somehow, some way.
Hey, man.
Because
I'm a comment. I'll come by every once in a while.
sounds good, sounds good, sounds good. What is your what is your view on men's mental health?
Men's mental health is very important, right? There first I want to get the rhetoric that we need first of all, men and women need to stop fighting each other, right? We all on the same planet dealing with the same fuckery, right? And we're making it even worse by battling each other with our own petty nonsense. Right? Like, yes, you're not going to get along with every man, every woman, every subgenre of whatever, but let's just call a spade a spade. We're both shitty on both sides, right? And we need to kind of come together in a sense where we can support whatever's going on with the ladies, whatever's going on with the men, whatever's going on with any of the other subgenres beyond and under that, right? That's where I stand on mental health in general. Now, when it comes to men's mental health, my boy, right? So two of my boys, they had a podcast long ago. It was called Man Up and Cry, right?
Mm.
And I wish they were still doing it, but my boy had a baby, and that how that shit goes. So basically, they would talk about men showing their emotions more and crying, right? Because for whatever reason, men don't like to cry, right? Crying is probably one of the most therapeutic things you could possibly do for
Yes.
your soul, your spirit, and then for the people around you, because it doesn't make you look like a fucking mannequin. It doesn't make you look like you're heartless. Because if you could shed a tear for something, anything, that means there's something inside of you that needs to be released, right? And so I think men in general should be allowed a space to share. Yes, there's a rhetoric of like, you're a man, you have this and that and the third. Yes. Being a man comes with its own perks, but being a man also comes with its own fucking downfalls. Same with being a woman has so many perks, but women also have so many downfalls that comes with being a woman. I think people need to be more kind and understand that no matter what gender, sex, whatever you are human first, right? And men's mental health is equally, if not just as important as women's mental health, right? So that's my stance on it.
Yeah, you heard him. You heard him. He said all of that. I
I'll say
agree with all of that. Emotions are not, you shouldn't run away from them.
right.
And also, like crying, it really does cleanse you.
Facts.
Like it really, really does. There's an again, my nerddom is showing. There's another like tidbit somewhere where it explains what actually happens when you're crying in your insides and all the things.
And she's a professional, so she knows.
So, like, come on, y'all. Like, and personally for me, I find that as like the most sexiest thing I could ever see. Somebody who is tapped into their emotional intelligence is a higher vibrational evolved human.
Heard that, guys. Women will fuck with you if you just cry a little bit.
Hello. I mean,
Just saying.
okay, like yeah. And the
Would.
thing that we also have to think about is creating safe spaces for one another, which is why I started everything that I'm doing is so that everything, once you know Asuka's in the room, is a safe space.
I fuck with
Period.
that. Word.
Everything that I do is safe spaces.
I fuck
I
with that.
create safe spaces. I create safe mics. Um, because a good tidbit for you. I don't know if you are going to see Ugba. Have you ever heard of Ugba? Do you know who he is?
Ooh, but no.
Okay, so I'm gonna tap you into the amazingness that he is. Back in the day when he was like, this is how long I've been in the game. Back in the day when he was going by his government name, Timothy,
Okay. Wow.
I rolled up and saw his one man show
Hmm.
about mental health, about trauma, about finding himself, everything. And yo, it just blew my head. And after I saw that, standing in the line, I ran into um Gabriel Ramirez, another poet. He's now doing his thing in Philly.
Wow.
And we were talking, and from that conversation about safe spaces for mental health and be like, oh, we have anxiety, and my therapist told me to get on stage. That's how everything that I've been doing spawned from watching Uba, from talking to Gabe, realizing we don't have safe spaces to do this. And to bring it back to you talking about being afraid of talking about your trauma, people think because right now spoken word world that if I deal with my trauma, my poems won't be good enough. So I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to heal from it. And I don't want to mess up my art. However, it's like completely untrue
True.
because the fact that we're dealing with mental whatever gives us different points of view to tap into different things. And if we are healed, it it makes it even easier for us to talk about where we survived from,
Facts.
right? So we're not re-traumatizing ourselves by talking about it. We are talking about it from a healed, evolved, higher vibrational space.
Facts. 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 Facts.
Right. So for those people that are be like, oh, I don't want to mess with Azucar because she's talking about mental health. And what if I'm healed and I can't write anymore? No, your brain is lying to you.
Yeah,
You will always find a way to write. And as Untucked Shirt just said, like writer's block is a myth.
it is.
And we can always find something to talk about. We can always write our way in. We can use music our way in. We can sound our way in, and it doesn't have to be perfect the first time. Like nothing's ever perfect the first time.
Truth. Speak.
Like I read my first book now and I'm like, what? Like I love it. I love it because I was 12. I
Yeah.
was 12. I was 12, 13, 14, and 15. Like I was very, very like green, but now the kids are reading it. And it's at kid level. So
That's
I'm like, bet, like y'all can get your emotions this way. Like, okay,
that.
cool.
And you were tapped in at that time too, so it's very relatable, you know.
I literally somebody purchased my book for her daughter, and
Mhm.
then she purchased, the grown and sexy one for herself. And so she talked to me today and was like, yeah, my daughter loves your book. She thinks you're a great writer and she wants to talk to you. And I'm like,
Oh, that's so cute. I love
she's
it.
9 years old. And I'm like, I'm so ready. Like, I'm so ready. She can have my number. Yes, we can have conversation. So I say all this to say nothing is bad
True,
because it will touch somebody somewhere at
true,
some time in their life.
truth.
Don't throw away anything.
Truth. You're right.
You can reuse it. You can
Mold into
repurpose
something
it.
else. Exactly. It's like clay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, you know what? I do. Um, so what inspires you? Because I know you said, because I know you answered a little bit. You said, you've always kind of been tapped in. Like it's almost like what does it say? You sparked consciousness early, right? And then you've always just kind of been tapped into everything. What, as someone that is a poet, a writer, an author, someone that's you're a psychiatrist or psychologist?
Like well, mental health therapist.
Both are, but
So
listen,
yeah.
what you doing, God?
That's basically focusing on your brain and the DSM, all the diagnoses,
I,
all those things.
I
And
hope.
like I specifically focus on trauma right now
Uh-huh.
because that's my job. So I'm basically, yeah, helping y'all through all y'all crap.
Yeah, we got some crap.
Forty hours a week. Okay.
And I can relate because I used to I worked at a psych hospital for like 3 years.
Hmm.
So I did like dialectical behavioral therapy. And
Literally was doing training on that today. So I got you.
bro, you already know DBT's the shit, man. That has me out through so many.
Okay.
I got
DBT,
DBT
mindfulness and all that, wise mind. I got you.
found it. Dear man, you learned all that
Oh,
shit.
yes, dear
Yeah.
man, that's a good thing. And I will teach y'all about that in the Work by Wednesday segment. So if you do want to guest host on that, sir, since you already know, you can definitely guest host.
I got you. I
We'll
got you.
see. No, episodes and episodes.
Tap in. We'll tap in.
But yes, what is your question?
But my question is, what what keeps you here? Because mental health can be so overwhelming, right? What refreshes you to allow you to kind of, you know, deal with other people's traumas and absorbing that and then having the space to also create these events and write and do all these things? What grounds you, I guess?
So I realize that one cannot exist without the other.
Truth.
Um, because poetry is my therapy, poetry revitalizes me.
Mm.
So when I have like a tough day at work, I will either read some poetry or I'll be on Instagram and checking out, the little snippets of all of y'all out there. Like that revitalizes me. And then like I hear this dope line about like and like this like just however it's phrased, and that would be like, okay, that will give me energy. And then also I'm also a film nerd. So I like to listen to music. I like to watch movies and like, get into the world. Lo- Different places, different ways allow me to distract and like use the other part of my brain because science is on one side, creativity is on the other. So
Truth.
it's like shut off my science brain and revitalize my creativity brain to give that side of my brain a rest.
So are you a big science nerd? Is that what you're saying?
I am not a science nerd. My sister is the science nerd.
Okay, she got the other half of the brain.
She got the other half of the brain. Yeah, my sister is a marine biologist.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
cool.
like she's doctor. She's Dr. Danielle now.
Excuse me.
So,
Sick.
yeah.
What animal does she study for marine biology?
She's actually studying climate change and salt marshes and
Wow.
trying to repair them on the East Coast right now so that we can have some sea animals come back and like revitalize dead areas and things
Native
like that.
animal.
Like
Word.
she is, yeah, my sister's a G. And it's funny because they usually how I explain it to people is like the Lord took us both and said Azucar is gonna deal with the humans and Danielle's gonna deal with the animals and
I
gonna
fuck with
deal with,
that.
like, so we the two of us together gonna heal the world.
I
Like
fuck with that.
that
Dynamic
that's
duo.
that's the way that I kind of looked at it.
Hell yeah, that's so sick. Congrats to you and your sister. That's awesome.
Thank
That's
you.
very
Yes.
dynamic.
Yes. So yeah, she'll give me the science explanation. Or if I see something on like what's going on in the world and everything like that, I'll be like, okay, so what is this? She's like, I don't know, or I could find out. or this is a lie, or like I don't know anything about this animal. I'll send her random things and she'll find out for me.
So sick.
But or she'll tell me like, okay, that's not part of my science,
But thank you.
but yes.
That's
Because
sick.
she's also part of what is it called? The National Science Foundation. So
Wow.
she has her own BIPOC I think it's called pop Posey, her own BIPOC like marine biology community that she started
Big dog.
for
Okay.
people of color in the environment. Yeah, people of color in the environment. That's the acronym.
So you guys are just like geniuses? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe I don't know.
You're
I
like,
don't
what could it be?
don't
No.
know. I just like to learn and I hope to help people and that's kind of what we do. Um, so yeah, so that's kind of how I recharge. Just and being in community is really, really helpful. Like I write better when I'm in community, which is why I, try to pop out to open mics and that's why I do Langston Parlor almost every Saturday when we're open. And then like that's why I created my workshops because I don't want to gatekeep. I
That's
want
right.
to be able to use what I know to benefit other people and to just create better humans because deep down in my soul, like if the Lord allows me to, and I hope He reclaims my time so that I can become a mother, like having a better world for them. Like I'm trying so hard to create a better world so that when my children come, they can partake in it.
That's
But
beautiful. So nice.
that's like my soul mission.
That's so sweet. Oh, that's so nice.
I am such a nerd. I'm sorry.
You are. It's okay. I am too. So it's all right, man. I
It's
feel
good. It's good. Any other lasting questions before we wrap up part two?
sure. Is there a poet that inspires you, whether it's in the scene, because you asked me that, but for you, is there anyone that inspires you, music that inspires you, anything like that?
So my spirit animal is Alicia Keys
Okay, I fuck with that. Did you see the play?
from the very beginning.
Okay.
Like elementary school, my AOL password was Simone Keys or Simon Keys,
See,
right?
that's you.
Yeah, so that was my AOL name. Okay, people knew like, and like the history of everything is that, and like there's so much things with that, but we can talk offline about that. But like the beginning of that was like we started writing at the same age. Like at 9, we started like she started like she started writing poetry. Then she went into music. I started writing poetry, and then I did some music that it turned into poetry, and then I've expanded out. So like she really is like my spirit animal for real, for real. Then
So,
there is India Ari.
good choice. That's a good one.
My
Okay,
okay.
hey. So from our technical difficulties, the question was who who inspires you or what music inspires you to get into your writing bag?
Okay. So we were talking about how Alicia Keys is my spirit animal all the ways
Yes.
around. And
Yes.
then India Ari,
Hmm.
if you pick up my book Tu la Azucar, you will find at the beginning of the book, one of the poems at the beginning of the book is connected to like literally connected to Ready to Love. Um, I literally survived high school um, on the back of India Ari.
Wow, okay.
So the two of them have been like my wings. And then my ancestors are Maya Angelou and Nikki Giovanni,
Okay. Word, word.
which is another reason why my other name, like my government name is Simone Nicole, but I spell it with two K's to honor Nikki Giovanni.
Okay, word.
So yeah, so that's a little tidbit for you.
A little
Um,
trivia.
Yeah. And
Okay. Oh, good.
yeah, and then As far as music, I listen to everything.
Okay.
English and Spanish.
Oh, so are you Puerto Rican and black, or just Puerto Rican, or
Cuban and Jamaican.
Cuban? Cuban Jamaican. See, I was totally off, completely off. Oh God.
It's
Well,
okay. It's okay. I mean,
you got the roots. You got the roots. So.
I give the Puerto Rican vibe because I have the joke is, well, I blame my best friend from college because
Mm.
she said you're going to marry a Puerto Rican. So since I left college, pretty much like 85% of my ex-boyfriends have been Puerto Rican. But I'm an equal
There's trouble.
opportunity dater. It's just
Ah,
it's just it just turns out that it just
the
happens.
Ricans find you.
It just happens that way. Like I have a poem called, what's it called? I have a poem called Plátano. And yeah.
That's it.
And it's actually connected to Jamie Foxx.
Okay.
His song Falling, what's it called? Falling for Your Type? Yes.
Hmm.
So I did like a mix of Falling for Your Type plus like my Puerto Rican addiction, and there's that. Um
Okay. I fuck with
But
that.
for the people out there, just so you know, like I said, I'm an equal opportunity dater. I love black love. Like I am always rooting for black love. So depending on what God and the universe decide who my
Hmm.
husband's going to be, it'll probably be from those areas. I like a melanated man, period. That's it.
I fuck
That's
with
it.
it.
I've tried the other ones, but it just didn't work. So
Yeah, I can attest to that as well.
so just saying, just saying, just saying.
I'm down for the brown. So
So, like it's okay, yeah. What else? What else do I get inspired by? Oh, to bring it to like real current,
Mhm.
Donat de la Cruz, One Love Hustle.
Oh, Denat, he's awesome.
Like literally, when I tell you the heavens opened up the day that I met him, the heavens opened. Like literally. That was the day that I had read Devilish Routine at Neo. He was there. He was sitting next to me. He recorded it for me.
Wow.
And like I was walking up the aisle. He was sitting there. There was a space, and I was like, "Hey, can I sit next to you?" Bet, cool. And then it was like I felt like the angels were singing, and I was like, "This man is gonna change my life. I don't know how, but he's gonna change my life." And ever since I met him, I've been at Langston Parlor. I've been doing things. He's been pushing me to like write things. He knows. He knows. I tell him all the time. But like, yeah, he is really, really like protect that man. Seriously.
For real. R.I.P. to the venue. R.I.P. to the shows. One Love, One Hustle was dope. Yeah.
We have not died. Nuyorican has not died.
I-
It is being renovated.
Truth, but
So
who knows when it's
we are
coming back?
waiting the 3 years, the long ass 3 years to go back
It's
into
only been one year
space.
so far.
Roughly, not even a full,
Roughly.
not even
Yeah,
a full
3 year
year yet.
renovation is crazy.
I know, I know.
Jesus. Well, God bless. It's
And
gonna look
then
crazy.
the other person that I would have never survived this industry without, my brother, D Black.
Yo, D Black's a dope too. It's a good dude.
Never would have like he is not my blood brother, but at this point he should be.
I fuck with that.
Because my parents even know how important he is to me. Um,
Aw.
he has helped me on so many levels about so many things.
Yeah,
Like I started acting because he was helping me. Like I wasn't trying to be an actress. Are you serious? I just wanted to write words and I wanted other people to say them.
word.
Like and then I came up with this idea. I wrote this poem and like he was like, "Oh, I'm doing this I'm going to rehearsal or whatever, but you can meet me at this like coffee shop." Met him at a coffee shop, gave him a couple poems, and I can say this, he's probably gonna hate me, but he's not gonna hate me because he loves me because I'm his little sister. But like he read the poems and he cried, and I was like, shit, I made my brother cry. I did something wrong, and he was like, no, you didn't do anything wrong. This is just really raw and like really like people need to hear this. And so he showed me how to transform it into the play that I'm working on now.
Okay.
And so like I love him to death. Like seriously, another person to protect with all the things in
Word.
all the worlds. And I used to tell him, and I still tell him, he could have been in Black Panther, and he should have been in Black Panther because there were characters I was sitting there listening and watching and being like, my brother could have done that so much better.
Fuck with that. Did he
Like
try out for Black Panther?
I don't know, but he should have. Cause like he is so good. And then I
Word.
also, on the same vein of that, I also have to shout out my sister, Dominique Fishback.
Good word. Shout out.
So like seriously, she is a force. Like
Mm.
we were doing slam. I knew when I walked in the room and she was on the slam list. This is back in the day when I actually did slam. So it was
Yeah.
many, many years. And when I walked in the room and she was doing it, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna win today. I know I'm not gonna win. I know Dom's gonna win, or someone else, or maybe V. V's teaching now.
Word.
And I was like, okay, so cool. But the way that this woman transformed into like four characters in one poem, I was like, if she's not on the screen in the next few months, there's something wrong with the world. And then a few months later, I saw her on Royal Pains.
Oh,
So I was
cool.
like, thank you, Lord, for listening to my prayer. Maybe it was also her prayer, but still,
You backed
like,
it up. You gave a little more energy into it.
yeah, I am super, super proud of that girl. Listen, like, East New York, stand the fuck up. Like, seriously.
Nice. Big
So
ups.
proud of her.
Congrats.
And she continues to inspire me with everything that she's trying to do. Now she's trying to do her album, and she's doing a new poetry book, and she has like her newsletter, and I was just watching the last days of Salome Gray. I can never say the name, but she's the granddaughter or daughter of Samuel L. Jackson in the show on Apple TV. Like she
Huh.
she is doing it, and I'm super proud of her. And people need to give her more flowers and let her do more things, because that girl, like from the beginning, like and to now, is just super, super proud. And so she will
Word.
continue to inspire me.
That's beautiful. You got a big family, man.
I know, right? It's like I call them my wolf pack and my bodyguards.
Oh,
So my
the
so the
family
so the
ties.
men are obviously the bodyguards, and I'm
Word.
short, so it's just it makes it easy for y'all to like protect me and everything.
Right. Just put
And
you in
then
your
and then
pocket.
the girls is the wolf pack. I took that from my sister because that's what she calls her friends, and I was like, but that really makes sense because we really do like mess things up when we get around each other, and we do like put people on notice.
Word. As you should.
I want you to tell the world where they can find you, what you're doing next, or like how they can DM you and ask you for things, to like feature some places or do other things.
For
Where can
sure,
they
for sure.
find you, and how can they get in touch with you?
You could find me at Untucked Shirt. Untucked Shirt, all one word. I'm the only Untucked Shirt out there. It's not Untuck It, right? That's a clothing brand. That's different. But it's
Yes.
Untucked Shirt. My shirt is always untucked. Um, Things that I got going on right now, just helping out my team. Like I said, come out to spokenwords.nyc. We host all types of events. We have one coming up on an LIC on a rooftop. It's really dope. We have something coming out on Spoken Sounds. I'll be doing the sound stuff there too. And if you need to DM me, you want to DM me, you just want to chat with me, hit up my DMs. I usually respond. No one's usually left in the way.
Yes, he is awesome, and I will be at some of those things.
Word.
Um, so yeah, I will see you soon, and thank you again for this wonderful, wonderful interview. And y'all need to follow Untucked Shirt, period. And yeah,
Appreciate you.
because you'll see the amazingness that I'm talking about.
Appreciate you, and thank you for putting me on. You have a you have a great platform. You're a beautiful person, and from the moment I met you, I don't remember when I actually met you,
I
but
don't
ever
even
since,
remember either.
I think we
Dang
just
it.
ended up just chopping it up. you
Yeah.
know. But you're cool peoples, and keep nerding out and doing the podcast shit, because people really need to hear about mental health and poetry and about your accomplishments in life. Like, you're very accomplished, and I'm wishing you 25 more plus infinity years,
Oh, thank
of
you.
your
Thank
work,
you. Thank you so much.
for sure.
Thank you for listening to Living the Sweet Life with Azucar. Check us out on Instagram at La Vida Dulce Pod and at LA Sugar F on Twitter, and join the Sweet Teas crew on our Patreon to get behind the scenes access, exclusive first looks, and customized Azucar Welcome to the Sugar Factory merch. Check out our website, sweetlifewithasucar.libsyn.com, and don't forget to DM us at La Vida Dulce Pod for your questions for the Work Well Wednesday segment. See you next week with Welcome to the Sugar Factory and the next installment of Sugary Scandal and Entanglements.